And that should be coming on. Hang on. There we go. Can you guys can see Mass Effect 2 on screen now, yeah? Yep, good. Right, hang on. Let me just tell people in Jake's Discord that I'm starting Mass Effect 2. Okay. I much prefer the Mass Effect 2 like opening screen to the. I like this more than I like Mass Effect 1's opening screen. So we want to go new game, import Mass Effect 1 character, and yeah, so it's save 3 Jane Shepard, import character. So, combat difficulty insanity, auto level up off, subtitles on, squad power usage on, auto save on. So, adept, renegade, Commander Shepard followed the renegade path, status of Rex, he survived, missing in action, Ashley, RIP. Council history, the council was lost during the attack on the Citadel. No, Miranda doesn't have any character.
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for.
Commander Shepard uncovered the truth.
And still, it's not enough.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
But they're sending her to fight Geth. Geth! We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop
Miranda's butt has more character. Oh, did Jake say he was going to bed?
Trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow her. She's a hero, a bloody icon. But she's just one woman. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow.
Then see to it that we don't lose her.
Hang on, I'll check the chat thing in a minute. Hang on. I think if I tab out a Mass Effect 2, it turns the sound off, so I don't want to tab out and check my viewers list. But I'll probably be asleep. Even if he's still watching the stream, I'll probably be asleep.
Disengaging FTL drives. Emission sinks active.
Look how much shinier everything is.
Board is green. We are running silent.
We're wasting our time. 4 days searching up and down this sector, and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
Yeah, they got that EA money.
Missing here in the past month. Something happened to him.
My money's on slavers. The Terminus system is crawling with them.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
From what I remember, the only people who survive this are, like, named characters. Because there's the,
Kinetic barriers down.
There's the mission...
Weapons offline. Somebody get that
where you can go and find the crash site for the Normandy. and then you go around and get everyone's dog tags. Oh my god, I have never seen Kaidan. I did not realize they would give Kaidan the white and pink armor that they would give like Ashley and Liara. Oh, Kaidan.
Is ready for launch.
Kaidan.
Will the Alliance get here in time? I'm not doing this just so they can find our frozen corpses. Get everyone onto the escape shuttles. Joker's still in the cockpit.
Oh, don't worry, Brelix.
He won't abandon ship. I'm not leaving either.
So, Brelix, if you're not aware of the plan was to romance Kaidan in the first game, and then completely ditch him for Gareth in game 2 and 3, and rub it in every time we see him. So, we let Kaidan survive and we romanced him, just so that we can destroy him later. Like I said, we are the worst Shepard.
Shuttles. I'll haul Joker's crippled ass out of here. Commander.
Tell me if the game sounds a bit too too loud, because I did tweak the game settings for Mass Effect 1 actually in game and not in OBS. So if anything needs turning down, just let me know.
Go!
Yeah, it is delightfully devilish. It's a bit loud. Yeah, I'll turn it down. I thought it was a bit loud on my end. But yeah, now we can be... No, Kaidan's not a squad member in 2, is he? Because Kaidan goes and becomes I think Kaidan becomes a... Whichever one you let live becomes a Spectre in 2. After this. Because they don't come back as a squad member until 3. Right, so we'll turn dialogue volume down to 40%. Sound effect volume on 30%. Right, let's put it down a bit lower. Let's try that, and then you guys tell me if anything needs to go up or down, yeah? Yes, you can get Kaidan killed in 3.
Mayday! This is SSV Normandy! We've suffered heavy damage from an unknown enemy!
Oh, nope. I remember this bit, the first time I played this was so cool. And being able to like boop the chairs around.
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
No, I won't abandon the Normandy. I can still save her.
The Normandy's dead, just like us if we don't get the hell out of here.
No, we just have to... Oh no. They're coming around for another attack. Watch the arm! Commander!
Yeah, probably did break his arm, yeah. With his brittle bones. Yep, that's it. Short game, guys. Straight into Mass Effect 3. I remember the first time I saw that, the first time I played that opening, I was like, I have no idea where they're going to go from here. It's such a strong opening. I've never seen this comic before. So do we want to take a look at it? I want to take a look at it.
Just another routine mission.
Oh, we get a little
I
cartoon.
always say that before a mission. Of course it's routine. You haven't done anything yet. It's everything that happens along the way. The choices you make. The paths you choose. That turn the routine
Hey now, Grunt's a good boy.
into anything
No,
but.
there's no need for that pizza.
Of course, that's how it started. A routine mission. Answering a distress call. And look where that got me. We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in. An Alliance patrol on Eden Prime had been attacked. They'd seen something they couldn't explain. And whatever it was massive. I hit the ground with my lieutenant, Caden Alenko. A good kid.
That is the
Loyal,
coolest
vital,
Caden has ever
talent
looked
for biotics.
in, like, anything. He looks like Doom
The lone
Guy.
survivor of the patrol, Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. A soldier to the core. Tough, disciplined. Ready to take on whatever came her way.
Also, we never said that to
joined up
Ashley.
with us and took us to the spot where she lost her squad. That's when we saw it. The ship. Like nothing I'd ever seen.
Yeah, I was.
Scorching the colony and everything.
I don't
around
think
as it blasted away.
I'm gonna let anyone die
Followed the path of
in the
destruction to an
suicide
artifact, a
mission.
beacon left by a long dead race called the Protheans.
I don't think anyone's dying in the
Colony
suicide
dug
mission,
it
to
up
be
and
honest,
whoever attacked them
because
had tried to take it.
I think everyone gets a
Lieutenant
better
Alenko
ending
made the
in
mistake of
3
getting too
if
close.
you let them
Hit him
survive
with
2.
some type of energy.
I don't think anyone gets a
Grabbed him and
particularly,
threw him out of
like,
the way.
interesting
That's
death
when
in
it hit
2.
me.
So
Hard.
I'll be doing everyone's
Muscle in
loyalty
my body
mission, and I'll be
rigid.
getting
I
all the
couldn't
upgrades
move.
for the ship.
Could barely breathe. Everything went black. And then I saw something.
Oh yeah, Nikki, that's gonna be. This is what I was saying earlier. When Jake was still here, like
By the time I woke
Renegade
up, we were
in Mass
halfway to the
Effect
Citadel on our way
1
to
and
the
2
council.
is like you're just an
I was expected
asshole.
to explain
Renegade
that
in
scene.
3 is like
Anderson came along.
you're like actively
Saving
working
Dina,
against
our
the war
political
effort. It
representative
almost
on the
feels like
Citadel.
you make so many
those two
bad
heavyweights, it
decisions
seemed
and just
reasonable
like
to
just
persuade
the
the council
worst
that the
decisions
ship
that you
we'd
could
seen
make
was
in
a
that
potential
situation.
threat.
You're just like yeah,
As
whatever.
was the individual behind the attacks. The main suspect for the Eden Prime massacre was a Turian Spectre named Saren. He'd been seen by one of the survivors from the colony at Eden Prime, and there was some evidence to suggest that the ship was connected to Saren. But even Udina's pointed accusations weren't enough to convince
What the hell?
the council.
Udina never looked like
I just
that.
couldn't believe one of their chosen elite Spectres could be guilty of something like that. They needed proof.
No, it
Which
is
meant finding
really good,
proof.
Nikki.
Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another
There's my
Turian,
boy.
wanted to help. A top agent for Citadel security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them. That led me to Rex.
There's my other
The
boy.
biggest, nastiest looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen. He turned out to be more than just a brute. It was his intel that led us to a fugitive with incriminating evidence on Saren. The fugitive turned out to be
He was in 1. He was in the last game, Sea Fusion, and he survived as well. So
procured some
I think he gets referenced in 2, and we can meet him again in 3.
Saren was dirty. Tali's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden Prime, and the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship. But it went much further. Saren
Nikki,
was trying to
why
find
is
a
my
way to
auto
bring back
mod?
the race of
I don't even have
sentient
auto
machines
mod
from
set
dark
up, and
space.
whatever it is you
Machines
just said,
allegedly
auto
responsible
mod
for
just
cleansing
flagged it
the
up.
galaxy of all
What did you do?
life. These Reapers were blamed for wiping out all life 50,000 years ago, including
Hang
the
on, let me
Protheans.
tab out and see what this is. Nikki, what did you say? Oh, okay. Right, I'll laugh.
Trace that they'd ever been. That explained why Saren was after the
I think
beacon.
it's because you used the
It made
term
some
Jap.
sense out of
That's
my
why.
visions, but not much else. We couldn't convince the Council that the Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor of becoming the first human Spectre. My first task? Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind, giving up his ship, the Normandy. He told me I'd need it more than he would.
This is actually a really cool
Also pointed me in a
comic. I'm
direction.
pretty happy with this so far.
Liara, a Prothean expert.
Wow, Liara has never looked like that in any game. Hang on. There we go.
Its top lieutenant. And like most Asari, as beautiful as she is intelligent, and born with a unique ability to meld with other species.
Yeah, I didn't think there was an
Liara was
auto
able
mod.
to
I
help
have
me
never
decipher
set
some of
auto
the
mod
vision
up
that
or
they
anything
had
like
given
that,
me.
and then that's the
Nothing
first time I've seen
concrete,
auto
but
mod.
It gave me some clues. And a new appreciation for the Asari. Her technique for accessing my vision was unexpected.
I have no appreciation
all
for the
unpleasant.
Asari. This is just
Caden
lying.
was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission. I told Caden I wasn't interested in Liara. I had my eyes on someone else.
No, we didn't. This didn't
But
happen.
we agreed we wouldn't let it get in the way of our mission. Finding Saren.
This is... That's a
Liara's
reference
help, we had our
to
next
if
lead,
you...
Venezia. Saren
That's
had
a
taken
reference
me
to
an
if
area
you
where
can't...
we
If you're
enslaved
nice
the
to
queen,
Ashley and
dangerous race of
Liara,
insect-like
but you'll have
creatures.
like a conversation with
Arachni.
Ashley and Liara where you
We
have to
ordered
pick
Venezia
one
to
of
use
them.
the same technique Liara had used on
But that
me
didn't
to
happen with
extract
Caden.
information from the Arachni Queen. Queen's drones were everywhere, and they were not happy.
Also,
They
Liara
fled
wasn't
through
there for
hundreds of
this.
them to
What's
get to
this?
Venezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone, with the information. I tried to reason with Venezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Venezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't
I was
there.
left with an angry, dangerous Arachni Queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. But the Arachni had terrorized the galaxy before. I couldn't take the chance. I had a mission to do, and an army of angry Arachni would be one more problem I didn't have time to deal with. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and
Yeah,
places to hide.
Ragnar
I
did.
tracked him down at his base on Vermeer, but we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding an army of Krogan. He'd found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan.
Yeah. We
to prevent them
genocided the
from
Rat
breeding
Nazi
into the
fusion. We got rid of
galaxy.
them.
The Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves, mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base and all its research. Rex disagreed, violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people.
Why does Rex look like a good...
These Krogan weren't real, but he wouldn't back
I don't know if
down.
it's because I've never really looked at a Krogan like dead on, but that's
He
not how
realized
Rex
this wasn't
looks.
the way to help his people, and that Saren was the real threat.
Rex just looks like a regular dude.
I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was
Rex
already
disagreed
in
violently.
communication
No, he
with the
didn't.
Reapers.
We made Rex agree.
Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all assumed was just a ship, was a Reaper. It spoke to me, threatened me. I could feel the menace it had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted us all dead. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it. But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the
I like
base
how
and
in
get
like
the hell out.
all these cutscenes as well,
My team
I've
with
got
two
Caden
squads,
and
sending
Ashley
Ash
with me.
one and Caden with the other as a distraction. We had a nuke and we planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was indoctrinating everyone. It was Sovereign, the Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he'd found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence, but he was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him. Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but I wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them. Ash was a good friend, and a great soldier.
And if you plan on watching me, I would... If you plan on watching me, I would definitely say play Mass Effect 3 as like a paragon.
The next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact.
Yeah, Ashley was... Look at that picture of Ashley. I have never had that picture of Ashley. Are you kidding me?
As we prepared for what we knew would be a desperate
nice
fight,
little framed photo.
We were just one ship against Saren's growing army.
Yeah, that's the best Ashley's
I
looked.
assured them all that despite the odds, we could defeat him. But Caden saw through my words. He knew I was hurting after Ash's death.
I wasn't.
He could sense my doubts.
I didn't have any.
We both knew this mission could be our last. Until that moment, we put our feelings aside for the sake of the mission. But why wait? We gave in to
I
each
noticed
other.
that as well, Nikki. Everyone's really
While it
busty.
lasted. We arrived on Ilos close behind Saren. Once on the planet, we discovered a Prothean databank that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together. The Reapers had come 50,000 years ago, and every 50,000 years before that, each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died like every species before them, but a few survived long enough to leave a parting gift. The Protheans had discovered that the Citadel was the key to controlling the mass relays. By sabotaging the Citadel, they found a way to close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reapers' return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control of the Citadel and re-establish the relays to dark space, bringing the waiting Reapers here to destroy us all. We followed him to the Citadel. It was intact, but heavily damaged.
Since when can Tally like dual wield pistols?
And they were only now regrouping. And with Sovereign
And when does Garrus do like a John Woo leap with dual pistols?
But Saren was done running, and I was done chasing him. As the Alliance and Council fleets battled Saren's army outside the Citadel, I cornered the Turian bastard in the Citadel tower and confronted him. He died believing that the Reapers would save him.
No, he didn't. He shot his. He killed himself. I talked him into killing himself.
Ascension fell under attack. Despite Saren's death, Sovereign and Saren's army continued to fight. The Council was aboard the Destiny Ascension and they were requesting assistance. But I knew in order to help them, I would have to put our human Alliance fleet in jeopardy.
Yep.
The Council could be replaced. The fleets were needed here and now if we were going to defeat Sovereign. Even with the Citadel back in my control, Saren defeated and the Normandy leading the combined galactic fleet. The battle against Sovereign, a single Reaper, was relentless. It took the combined fleets of humanity and the other races, but in the end, Sovereign fell. But the costs were immense. While humanity's efforts in the war earned us our first seat on the Council, it was a hollow victory. The Reapers were still out there. I knew the fight was far from over, but as the one who'd led the fight against Saren, I was given new responsibilities. The choice of humanity's first counselor was left to me to decide. On the one hand, Udina, the lifetime politician, ruthless and ambitious. He would easily navigate the political landmines that would soon be placed before him. The other choice, Captain Anderson, the career soldier. Tough but fair. But a friend, and someone I could trust. Both great leaders in their own right.
Wait, what? I can pick here? Wait, I think I picked Udina? Well, I didn't really care last time, but yeah, Udina.
I didn't much like Udina, but sometimes you need a pit bull on your side. Someone willing to be the bad guy. For the sake of the greater good.
Well, that was the first interactive bit, and it's at the end.
Passed. In time, the Council would rebuild itself. The Citadel could be repaired.
Oh wait, is that so that if you didn't play Mass Effect 1, you can make those choices in the comic?
Were still out there. And if they were all as powerful as Sovereign, we had to find a way to stop them.
Oh,
I had to find a way.
Okay, that's pretty neat.
I gathered my crew, took
that's probably why I've like never seen it before.
Officially, the Council would only say I was assigned cleanup duty, routing out any remnants of Saren's army. Just another routine mission.
Oh, we're back.
Commander Shepard has been recovered. The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.
Yep, these insides looking pretty well done. Look how good looking all the graphics are. Is the game too quiet now? Right, okay, I'll bump it up a bit. Like I said, we'll find the right level. Yeah, I'll accept the imported face. That looks fine to me. So we're gonna go with Adept again. Wait until we get to dialogue. Okay. Like I said, just tell me if it's too high or it's too low. Oh, so so Adepts are L5s. They're not L3s. They're L5s. Right, so we have all these different bonus powers we can pick from. Because Adept doesn't have any ammo powers as default, I think I'm going to pick Warp Ammo. And from what I remember about Warp Ammo, it also does bonus damage to enemies that have been affected by biotics, which all the enemies are going to be. It is boring. It is boring. We could pick something else. Yeah, Reeve is life drain, from what I remember. Energy drain is shield drain, and it regens my shield. Don't get me wrong, Slam's pretty good, but we already get Singularity, Pull, Throw, Shockwave. So we already get like some really strong biotic powers. We get Warp as well. But Barrier would be pretty good, because Barrier is a biotic shield, isn't it? Which we don't normally get access to. Yeah. We'll take... No. We'll take Barrier, because it'll make us a bit more defensive. And then we'll skip Warp Ammo. Because it'll mean we'll use our powers more. Don't worry, we're not gonna be bought. Go with ammo. Okay, all right. Okay. We'll go with ammo. Colonist, Ruthless, Adept, Warp Ammo. Yeah, go for it. You can change that bonus, that power anyway, can't you? You can change that in-game when you get people's loyalty. The reason I can pick them all there is because I've gone through the game already and done everyone's loyalty missions and got all the achievements for them.
Damn it, Wilson. She's not ready yet. Give her the sedative. Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Heart rate's still climbing. Brain activity is off the charts. Stats pushing into the red zone.
State-of-the-art weapons.
Another dose. Now.
Heart rate dropping. Stats falling back into normal range.
Ah! Please, Miranda. Don't loom over me like that.
Wake up, Commander.
Oh yeah, we get the scars in this game, don't we? And the more renegade we go, the more the scars get like... Yeah. We're gonna look absolutely horrific. We're gonna get full glowy scars.
There's a pistol in the locker on the other side of the room. Hurry! Grab the pistol and armor from the locker.
Oh.
You don't have time to wait around, Shepard. Grab your weapon and armor
pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
Oh, doesn't. What? How do we know about thermal clips? We've been dead. So we start at level 2, which kind of sucks. So we've got Singularity and Warp. We start with a bit of Warp ammo. So what do we want to max first? Warp, probably? So we can get heavy Warp, I suppose? No, we didn't have thermal clips before Death Relics. When we died, we were still using the old thing. And then the idea is, you come back, and then they've got these new thermal clips. Biotic Mastery, Health, Power Recharge, Paragon Renegade, and then we can either go Bastion again, which is all your powers last longer and take less time to recharge, or Nemesis, which is they all do more damage and take... So I'm probably going to go Nemesis this time around. But yeah, we'll take a rank in Biotic Mastery for now. So we got some Renegade. We can't see... Oh no, wait, we can. So, oh wow, we start with 320,000 credits. That's not bad. And we start with a bunch of resources as well. Neat.
Someone's hacking security trying to kill you. Look for a thermal clip for your pistol.
Okay, guys, we found the thermal clip.
Looks like they set up a barricade to try
Oh yeah.
out.
Impact imminent. Impact imminent.
Keep moving, we need to get to the shuttles.
See, now we can arc the powers round corners. It's a whole new game.
Shepard, security mechs are closing in on your...
Impact event. Threat neutralization initiated. Excuse me. Proximity warning. Impact event.
Huh. I don't remember it being this hard at the start. Come on, shields, regen.
Nice work, Shepard.
We are on insanity. Still not put down here. Oh, the mechs.
Don't waste time, I can't keep the mechs distracted for long.
That guy got wrecked.
More reinforcements heading your
Ooh,
way.
grenade launcher.
Here come the mechs. Use the grenade.
Don't have to tell me what to do, Miranda.
Take the elevator down one floor.
One floor.
Hurry! Get to the door! Run! You're doing fine, Shepard. Head to the next room and I'll try to meet you. Shepard, read me. I've got them closing in on my position.
What the hell are you weirdos doing down there? Take some money.
Log update. The cost of this project is astronomical. Over 4 billion credits.
Progress is slow,
Ah,
but subject
Miranda
shows
again.
signs of recovery. Major organs are again functional, and there are signs of rudimentary neurological activity.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Warning. Hostile force using non-standard ammunition.
Incoming.
Hey, it's everyone's favourite.
Excuse me.
Stand up.
Status dead. Rerouting power. Hostile forces have engaged. Rerouting power. Engaged.
No, Jacob is what? Jacob is 100% not a
We're still a
favourite.
work in progress.
Look, pal. I don't know where I am or how I got here, Plus, my head feels like an overripe melon ready to split open. How about you fill me?
You mean Jason? Jason!
Yeah, I forgot this is all new to you. Sorry about that. I'm Jacob.
No,
I've been stationed here for
Hostiles detected.
see,
Damn it!
I would also say that I'm neutral on Jacob. I don't find him annoying like Miranda.
I'll fill you in, but we better
But-
get you to the shuttle first.
In a game like Mass Effect 2, where there's so many strong characters and the focus of the game is about the characters, he just falls into the background and it's just, you just forget he's there. He does not stand out at all.
Ever since I woke up, someone's been telling me where to go and what to do.
He is, if you'll forgive the pun, about as white bread as you can get.
You and your ship were attacked and destroyed. You were killed. Dead as dead can be when they brought you here. Our scientists spent the last 2 years putting you back together. You've been comatose, or worse, that whole time. Welcome back to your life.
I'm having trouble wrapping my head around this.
Yeah, exactly, Nikki. That's
I can
being
imagine.
average
The Alliance
is,
officially declared you
you
killed
know.
in action. The whole galaxy thinks you're dead. And if we don't get to those shuttles, they'll be right.
Were there any other survivors from the Normandy?
I'll tell you what. You help me finish off these mechs, and I'll play 20 questions with you all day. We're low on thermal clips, but I'm a biotic.
Oh, really?
Just give the order when you want me to hit them with the good stuff.
I have no idea what a biotic is, but thanks for telling me, dude.
I've got it. Just give the order and I'll hit him with a biotic power.
Jacob, please be quiet. Yeah,
Have a nice trip.
You didn't shoot anything.
That's it.
Alright, is he gonna go away now?
Okay. I promised I'd answer your questions. What do you want to know?
Okay, let's do some investigation.
You said they spent 2 years rebuilding me. How bad were my injuries?
I'm no doctor, but it was bad.
You were literally
When I first
dead.
saw you,
I don't know
you
how
left
much
with
worse your injuries
tubes.
can get
Anywhere
than
else, they'd
being
put you in a
dead.
coffin. But Project Lazarus was different. Cutting-edge technology.
What do you mean, cloning? Cybernetics?
I don't know the details. You'd have to ask the scientists. But I'm pretty sure you're not a clone. They wanted to bring you
But
back
yeah,
exactly as you
Jacob
were.
just...
You're still you. You just might have a few extra bits and pieces now.
Jacob falls into the same kind of, like, pitfall as Caden and Ashley, in that him and Miranda are just supposed to be your default squad mates, but they're just incredibly boring. Miranda's kind of annoying, so she's memorable, but Jacob just isn't.
What can you tell me about the project? Were there other test subjects?
And then you put him up
Project
against, like,
Lazarus only
people
had one
like
subject.
Zaid
you back.
and Grunt
Even that was a
and
challenge.
Legion and Thane and even,
All
like,
the top
Jack
scientists. The best
and people
technology
like
money
that.
could buy.
Yeah, that's it, Strudel. Just generic soldier male and generic soldier female. And it's like, you put them up against all these crazy alien races and, like, ninjas and things like that, and it's like, yeah, you're just boring. Why would I ever use you?
Do you know anything about this attack? Who's behind it, what they're after?
Damned if I know. I was getting ready for some shut-eye, then bam! Bunch of explosions. Next thing I know, every damn mech in the place starts shooting at us. I'm guessing it had to be an inside job. You'd need top security access to hack all the mechs.
The last thing I remember is the Normandy blowing up. Did anyone else make it?
Just about everybody survived. A few servicemen from the lower decks didn't get out. Navigator Presley was killed by an explosion. But everyone else, including the non-Alliance crew, the Asari, Liara, and the Quarian, they all made it out alive.
Well, hey now. Why did Tally not get named there? That's pretty racist of you, Jacob.
Do you know what any of them are doing now?
I don't know, Commander. It's been 2 years. They've moved on. Left the Alliance. Could be anywhere.
They were my team. If they knew I was alive, they'd come back.
Maybe you can track them down after we get off the station. If we get off the station.
We're getting off the station. Attack on the station, Normandy crew, Jacob, Miranda don't care. Let's get out of
What's
this.
the quickest way to those shuttles?
Depends where the mechs are thickest. It's probably best if we...
But it also doesn't help with Jacob that you don't really get much about his backstory, and then they just put it in a book.
Just took out a wave of mechs over in D-Wing.
Shepard's alive? How the hell? Never mind.
Yeah.
You need to get her out of there.
Yeah, I know these things.
Roger that, Wilson. Stay on this frequency.
Let's get out of here.
You bet.
No,
We can
wait.
get into the service tunnels through this door.
Jacob was in... I'm sure Jacob was like the main character in the Mass Effect mobile game that that came out in between Mass Effect 1 and 2. I'm sure it was. I can't remember what the name of that game was, though. But I'm sure there was something stupid like that.
Sleep mode ended.
Damn it, Wilson.
I'm sure there was something like that, Brelix.
The whole station is crawling with mechs. I'm doing the best I can.
Impact imminent.
Wilson, find us another route out of here. Preferably one that doesn't...
Oh, God. They found me. Help!
Wilson, where are you?
Server room B! Hurry! They're out of control!
Oh, hello.
Physical
Oh, no,
reconstruction
more
of the
Miranda.
subject is complete, but we still need to evaluate all mental and
Shepard!
Oh, hey, Wilson. How's it going?
Bastards got me in the leg!
You were there the first time I regained consciousness.
Yeah, that was me. How about we talk about this after we fix my leg?
Should be some meta-gel in the first aid station on the wall. Hopefully there's enough to get him up and moving again.
Grab the meta-gel from the first aid station on the wall.
Hold left shift to access the command menu. Oh, right. Unity. So I just pressed it. Okay.
Thanks, Shepard. Never thought you'd save my life. Guess that makes us even now. I thought maybe I could shut down the security mechs, but whoever did this fried the whole system. Completely irreversible.
We didn't ask what you were doing. Why do you even have security mech clearance? You were in the bio wing.
Weren't you
Yeah,
listening?
Wilson.
I came here to try and fix this. Besides, I was shot. How do you explain that?
I don't care who set up who. Those mechs are shooting at all of us. We'll sort it out later.
We need to find Miranda first. We can't just leave her behind.
Forget about Miranda. She was over in D-Wing. The mechs were all over that sector. There's no way she survived.
A bunch of mechs won't drop Miranda. She's alive.
I don't care about any of you people.
Where is she? Why haven't we heard from her? There are only two possible explanations. She's either dead, or she's a traitor.
Haven't known her long enough to trust her.
That's
This
right.
project was Miranda's baby. She'd never sabotage it.
Okay, maybe she's not a traitor. But that doesn't change the facts. We're here, she's not. We need to save ourselves. The shuttle bay is only a few... We can overload the canisters to clear a path to the shuttles.
Can you really? Okay. Well, overload those canisters. You stood right next to them as you overloaded them, because you're an idiot, but sure.
Okay, we took him down. But this is getting tense. Shepard, if I tell you who we work for, will you trust me?
Yeah, don't worry, AK.
This really isn't the time, Jacob.
As soon as...
We'll make it if
See,
she's
the
expecting
best
a shot
thing
in the
about
back.
Zaid
you wanna piss
is
off the boss,
the
it's
moment
your
you
ass,
step
Jacob.
onto Omega,
Lazarus
you get
Project.
him, and then you just turn
Program
around and
building.
ditch one of this lot, and you
Funded
just
and
get
controlled
Zaid
by
straight in.
servers.
Should I recognize that name?
Maybe that's a side effect of your recovery. You and Cerberus certainly have a history.
Actually, we
According to
don't.
the Alliance,
We,
we're a radical pro-human splinter group.
So we don't. We
Wiped
actually
out
never
several
interacted in the first game,
research
so...
But things change.
We didn't wipe out any of your
Alliance
research
declared you
bases.
dead.
I don't know where you're getting that information
Cerberus
from.
spent a fortune to bring you back. Look, I'd be suspicious too. But right now, we have to work together. I thought you deserved to know what's what. Once we're off the station, I'll take you to the Elusive Man. He'll explain everything. I promise.
Elusive Man. Is he in charge of all this?
Maybe I did do it after the
That's
credits,
not
yeah.
his real name, of course. Nobody knows who he really is.
It was a code name the Alliance used for him. Kinda stuck.
Oh my god.
I don't care what his name is. He just needs to answer my questions. All of them.
Starting to feel tired now. So what we're going to do is we're going to get through this bit. We're going to have that first conversation with the Elusive Man.
It's not much farther.
And then I'll save it there before we go on the first mission. And we'll do that first mission, like I said, either tomorrow or Friday. Yeah, they gave me some nifty N7 armor. Ooh, a data pad. Bunch more credits. Calm down, Brelix.
They've seen us.
It's not... Yeah, there is a bit railroad. We do have to go and do a mission with these guys first. At least the mechs blow up when I kill them. Oh boy. Let me in.
Proximity warning. Impact.
Wilson, what are you doing, you madman? There we go. No more clickety-click.
Come on, through here. We're almost at the... Miranda, but you were...
Dead?
What loot room?
What the hell are you doing?
Oh, is there more loot at the other end?
My job.
Ah, don't worry about it.
Wilson betrayed us all.
I had a feeling Wilson was just looking for a chance to shoot me in the back.
You can even see it in the cutscene.
Some people are far too trusting to ever see that coming. Come on, let's grab this shuttle and get out of here. My boss wants to speak to you.
You mean the Elusive Man? I know you work for Cerberus.
Ah, Jacob. I should have known your conscience would get the better of you.
Lying to the commander isn't the way to get her to join our cause.
Miranda, yeah, she always looked this bad.
Is there anything else you want to ask before we go, Commander?
I never understood. Well, I understood why people found Miranda attractive for a certain few assets, but no, Miranda has always looked terrible.
I've had enough of this station to last a lifetime.
Or two, in your case. Come on.
People remember. No, that's it. That's the next game, Nikki.
Before you meet with the Elusive Man,
if we're gonna talk about characters in Mass Effect who look awful, she's like the gold standard.
Shepard took down those mechs without any trouble. That has to be good enough.
It's been 2 years since the attack. The Elusive Man needs to know that Shepard's personality.
And I didn't know until looking into it that there was actually a bit of controversy with the IGN lady in Mass Effect 3, because originally that character was supposed to be Emily Wong, like the reporter who we work with in Mass Effect 1, and we give like the files that we find in the very first guy that we take down. We find those files, we give them to her. It was supposed to be her on that ship, and then apparently they rewrote it so they could get this cameo in from, is it Jessica Chobot? I don't know what her name is anyway. But yeah, and then she just looks awful, and she does not fit in with the crew at all.
Did you say 2 years? I've been gone that long?
Yeah,
2 years
Chobot,
and
yeah.
12 days. And you were on an
Yeah, it was
operating
awful.
table for most of it.
And it's like, yeah, we had this, we already had like a reporter character that we could have like used, and that had been built up throughout the game, and then she's just there instead.
Do Do you remember
You can
taking out some
tell. You
Batarian
can tell that
sliders?
they knew they'd made a mistake. Every other character, including the what's her name? Is it Samantha Trainer or something like that? The one who's literally in it only for Mass Effect 3, and she kind of like runs the ship. She's in the Citadel DLC. Chobot is not in the Citadel DLC. They knew nobody liked her, so they did not include her in any of that fan service Citadel DLC. Yeah, so they knew nobody liked her. They knew they'd made a mistake.
Those bastards were dug in deep in a fortified bunker. They sent a lot of good soldiers to their deaths. That's how it had to be.
You got the job done. That's all that matters. Satisfied, Miranda?
Almost.
Yeah, Miranda.
Let's try something more recent. Vermeer, where you destroyed Saren's cloning facility. You had to leave one of your squad behind to die in the blast.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams was killed in action. It was your call. Why did you leave her behind?
Being in command means that sometimes you give orders knowing that your people are gonna die. That can't affect your decisions. Ash gave her life for the rest of the team. Without her, I couldn't have stopped Saren. She died a hero.
I don't think
Commander,
she didn't die a
and
hero.
I wasn't judging your decision. Everybody at Cerberus knows that cloning facility had to be destroyed.
There are other tests we really should run.
Come on, Miranda. Enough with the quizzes. The memories.
Yeah, she died because we wanted Caden. That's why.
I suppose you're right. We'll have to hope the Elusive Man accepts our little field test as evidence enough.
I like how we go to the Cerberus base now,
The
but
Elusive Man
then
is waiting for you in the other room.
when like in Mass Effect 3, it's like a huge deal that we can't, like, nobody knows where the Cerberus base is, and it's like, we're here now, we've been here, this is it. I thought this was the Cerberus base. Or is it not the Cerberus base? Is this just a base? Oh, this is... Oh, okay. Alright, that makes more sense than what I was assuming. So what casual outfits do we have? Oh, snazzy. I'll stick with the regular. And then armor, I think... Yeah, so we just have the recon hood is all we have. So this is the new armor system that we get in Mass Effect 2. So because obviously Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 had DLC armors like the Dragon Age 2 armors, what they've done to balance it out is that those DLC armors are now at vendors. So we can find those armors in the game, we just don't start the game with them. So the Dragon Age 2 armor is in the game. Okay, alright, okay.
Commander Shepard.
Elusive Man.
But all I will say is it would be very Cerberus to have him be like one room over from where we were just stood and still have his hollow room in there. That's all I'll say. That would be like peak Elusive Man.
From what I hear, I cost you a fortune. Why'd you do it?
For the defense and preservation of humanity. I didn't spend 2 years and billions of credits bringing you back to serve as a common soldier. But humanity is up against the greatest threat of our brief existence.
The Reapers.
Good to see your memory's still intact. How are you feeling?
I noticed a few upgrades. I hope you didn't replace anything really important.
We tried to keep you as intact as possible. We need Shepard, just as you were when you defeated Sovereign.
What are the Reapers?
Just call this guy Elon. He does. Yeah, he does look like Elon Musk.
No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under
attack. When Elon gets his cyber eyes, that's when he gets his Tesla eyes. That's when we need to start asking questions.
You've seen it yourself. You bested all of them. That's just one reason we chose you.
If you're after the Reapers, just point me in the right direction.
Miranda was worried you'd be resistant. She's not usually wrong. I have a shuttle ready to take you to Freedom's Progress, the latest colony to be abducted. Miranda and Jacob will brief you.
Ugh. Oh my god. Elusive mask.
Miranda killed Wilson in cold blood. Jacob's just a gun for hire. You expect me to trust them?
Wilson was one of my best agents, but he was a traitor.
He's not really a best agent then if he's a traitor, is he? Come on now.
And she saved your life in more ways than one. Jacob's a soldier, one of the best. He's never fully trusted me, but he's always been honest about it. You'll be just fine with them. For now.
Well, they did try to, like, actually write it into the story why she's like that. Like, she was, like, genetically engineered to be a Mary Sue.
Who's abducting the colonies? Do they have any connection to the Reapers? I brought you back. It's up to you to do.
But for all that Mary Sue-ness, she is pretty dumb. Ooh, leveled up. Oh wow, what the hell's happening to our face? Why? It looks like I've got like face paint on. Well, I've got war paint. See, no sprint bar now. So we can level up. So, what do we want to do then? I think I'm going to put some... So what do we get when Singularity? Heavy Singularity. Your Singularity sphere can hold numerous enemies helpless for a long period. Why Singularity? Maybe she's the daughter of Emperor Dina. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, because I think there's only like Miranda and Miranda's sister. Yes, we got that spare. Oh wait, no, we can get thrown now. Nice. Right, so we will save it there. Name and content. Oh, right. So is anyone else streaming at the moment, or is it literally too late for anyone else to be streaming? Is anyone streaming in the JJ code? No, I think it might literally be... I think we might have gone too long. I think everyone's in bed. Yeah, it's literally just me left. Oh, God. Okay. None of the Americans... Yeah, we've outlasted the Americans. That's how bad it's gone. Right. Yeah, this is what happens when I don't have work in the morning. I just keep going. But yeah, so like I say, I do need to sort stuff out. I do need to sort stuff out tomorrow. I'm not doing any Warframe, dude. I'm actually really tired now. It's just come on and hit me like a ton of bricks. But we'll see what's happening, because I don't know what's happening with Jake. I don't know if Jake's going to be streaming tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening. Like, because obviously the long play's gone now. So I know he said he was going to stream some Football Manager at some point, but if he's not streaming in the afternoon, I'll probably stream in the afternoon, and we'll carry on doing some Mass Effect 2. But for me, guys, that's it. So I will see you guys later. Thanks for coming out. See you in a bit.